Gundam.tk presents Real Grade RX-78-2 Gundam. Hey, what's up everybody? This is Robert184 and I'm continuing my look at the Real Grade RX-78-2 Gundam. Now there's already so much to talk about. Here again we have the image of the shot, and on the back, very simple and clean looking master grade quality manual here. So when you open it up, it's going to talk about some of the features that we've already seen around the box, including the advanced MS joints, the decals. This is something that's very cool though, is just the variety of white. It's not just one white color in here, there's three, you could even call it four there. And in addition to that, they've also got the different type of gates, and of course they've used this before, but they're really showing it off here as a feature. So here we have the table of contents, and it's broken down by which parts we're going to use from the B plate, which is the advanced joints. And I thought that this was pretty cool down here. On the vents, which are already made out of bright yellow, you're going to get 6 very nice gold stickers that you're told to put on with tweezers there, and slide those into place, and hopefully that will look better, I suppose. This isn't new, but I don't know if it's been spelled out in this much detail, but they're talking here about the undergates, which is one of the 3 types. So this is A11, which is the clear cockpit for the core fighter, and when you cut it all off, you're going to have these parts underneath. They're just telling you don't forget to cut those off. And if you look at this, there's color on these otherwise black and white pages where they're telling you to be careful of all the directions of all the pieces, etc. And finally, Bandai's advice to always, if you take a look here, leave a little bit of gate on the part when you cut it off, and then afterwards you're going to have those leftover parts which you cut off, and they're telling you don't forget. And I got to tell you that I never do that, but if you want to be a pro, this is the right way to do it. Then sand it, file it, fill it, etc. Do they really need to explain that you get part A7 from plate A? Well anyway, I guess they're expecting some new fans to want to try to build a Gundam after a long time perhaps. Some interesting shapes for the plates themselves, and that always leads me to believe that we might get a variation, which with the Gundam, as you've already seen with the Master Grade version 2.0, there's a lot that they can make, but in this case I wonder how much of that is due to the fact that they're using the multiple white colors. Anyway, down here we're going to have the B parts, which is the advanced joints, and that's made out of ABS plastic. We have a colorful C plate with red and blue, and then we're getting into the part. We have D, again strange shapes all over the place, but the only other one really worth noting here is that the H plate is also made out of ABS plastic. And we do have a D1, D2, E1, E2 split plate, but overall we've got 10 plates, and none of them are polycaps or small throwaway beam sabers, etc., which is included in the A plate. But that is pretty impressive, especially if this was a high-grade Universal Century 1/144th. But that's why this is real grade. So it's always good to see that they show you the part here with some CG, and then which plates you're going to need to build it. And then again, you can see that the red touches there where they're telling you where to be careful. So you start with the ankles, then move on to the legs, etc. And these instructions look very well designed with a lot of clear parts, and then they're showing you in with filled in colors for the parts that you need to be putting on, and the red in addition to the black and white, along with the different tones of gray. This is going to be probably the easiest manual to follow that Bandai's ever made. Do they include details like this in the newer Perfect grades? I should have checked. Moving through, we've finished the legs, then the waist section. We've got some cool looking splash pages which show off the beam sabers, which look to be a little bit oversized, but that can be very cool. Some of the same poses that we've already seen. I always like it when they show this one-point advice thing and they're basically saying buy Gundam lining markers, and there they have the gray, black, and brown one you can see in the background. And they always show you a picture of before and after, and it really gives you an impression here on the white head. I've seen some other kits where it's not a white Gundam, so it doesn't really show it off at all, but here it does. But what's interesting is that they're telling you also to add top coat as the 1-point advice, so isn't that 2 points? But anyway, that's not something that they usually tell you to do, and maybe that is going to make me want to try it more than I did before. One of the other very impressive things is, look at that, 3 different colors of white, and then we have one over here that's not far off from white, in addition of course to the red, blue, and yellow, and then different colors of gray, but 10 different colors here on the painting color chart. Finally at the back we have the weapon instructions, and then at the very back they're going to show you how to transform the core fighter and replace the core block that is also included and put that into the Gundam itself, and then realistic decals. This is great that they give you this page in color. I always appreciate when they do that. And some of those decals do look fairly good. I wonder how many I'm actually going to put on though. Seriously though, that's perfect grade quality in this instruction manual so far. Here's a look at the realistic decals, and you don't get multiple sheets, you just get one sheet that has everything on it. And if you look here, you're going to have the eyes here, and here you're going to have them in shining gold, and here you're going to have just the eyes themselves if you want to choose to put those on. These gold parts are going to be for the vents, and these parts are going to go to give a mechanical appearance, which is actually really cool. I was lucky enough to see the 1-to-1 Gundam there in Odaiba in Tokyo, and the fact that they had that gold trim around the inner frame really made a big difference, so that's cool that they're bringing it into the models themselves. And the rest of these, it's really hard to see with my camera here, but you can see the outline of these white parts. And this is something maybe you can comment down below, but I've heard that if you top coat, some of that will disappear, but that's not something that I've tried, so don't try that and quote me if the result is a disaster. Lots to talk about, so stay tuned for another part where I look at some of the details before we get around to putting this Gundam together. As always, thanks for watching everybody. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you with lots more videos. Thanks for watching. Robert184, gundam.tk. Oh, who am I kidding? You'll always be safe.